Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope that you all are doing well. I'm pretty good, much fine as well. And I'm instructor Asim with a new lecture that is very important. And hopefully you are having a good day. So let's see what is our today's topic. Our today's topic is the differences in American English and British English. So what are the differences that you know about the American and British English? So English is the second most widely spoken native tongue, globally an official language in 53 countries. It first developed in Britain, or more precisely in the British Isles, but the majority of its speakers live in the United States. English is the main language for global communication and the most popular language among foreign language learners. Like any language, English has many varieties. The best known varieties are British and American English. Can you tell them apart? Consider our comparison. That is my question to all of you. What kind of difference do you know about the American and the British English? So what are the importance of knowing this difference? The two varieties of English most widely found in print and taught around the world are British and American. It is therefore important for teachers to be aware of the major differences between the two. And while lexical differences are the easiest ones to notice, the knowledge of grammatical and phonological differences can be useful not only for teachers to be aware of, but also to be able to deal with should they come up in a class. Lack of awareness can lead to embarrassment and confusion. So these two English varieties are definitely not the same, but they aren't too different either. This is important to know if you are a foreign English speaker and find yourself afraid that swapping a few words would render you incomprehensible. While this is almost never happens, these two varieties do sometimes differ in spelling, pronunciation, vocabulary, or even grammatical. Next is how you can formalize the difference. Formalizing the differences. One particular contribution towards formalization these differences came from Noah Webster, who wrote the first American dictionary, published in 1828, with the intention of showing that people in the United States spoke a different dialect from Britain. So pronunciation, vocabulary, or even grammatical structure, as you will see below. However, globalization and the internet have caused these differences to shrink. So you may raise some eyebrows in London when asking whether it pains you what to buy have pocket, but we guarantee that you will eventually walk away with a nice pair of trousers. So we do advise that you stick to one variety when writing an official document or email, or even speaking to anyone in an official context. When writing, always make sure to switch your spell checker to the desired variety. That way of will seldom make spelling mistakes from vocabulary differences. You can check the Oxford Learner's Dictionary to see which words are typical to each variety. What is American English? American English is the form of English used in the United States. It includes all English dialects used within the United States of America. Regional dialects in the United States typically reflects on the elements of the language of the main immigrant group in any particular region of the country, especially in terms of pronunciation and vernacular vocabulary. Scholars have mapped at least four major regional variations of spoken American English: Northern, really Northeastern, Southern, Midland, and Western. So, why are there differences in the first place? The answer isn't simple, as many factors are involved. American English, which is older than British English, came to the American continent with the British settle, whose pronunciation was based on rhotic speech. This means that the letter R was clearly pronounced, much like today in Britain. The higher social classes softened the R sound, which remained to this day. Actually, different spelling were caused by American attempting to difference themselves from the British, which is mainly thanks to Mr. Noah Webster, whom I advise you to Google. And having different words for the same things resulted from both countries borrowing from neighboring countries. While Americans took many Spanish words, the British borrowed many from French. This is why the former uses cilantro and the latter uses coriander. Right? I suggest you to Google Noah Webster and try to search that what difference did he make in his contribution. British English also has a reasonable degree of uniformity in its formal written form. The spoken forms, though, vary considerably, reflecting a long history of dialect development amid isolated population. Dialects and accents are vary only between the countries in the United Kingdom, England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, but also within these individual countries. There are also differences in the English spoken by different socio-economic groups. So sometimes the differences are rather laughable, and you can watch plenty of hilarious YouTube videos where native speakers compare their vocabulary. To take a break from all this information, check out this British American couple struggling to communicating while raising their child. But be sure to come back, as we are about to dive into some major differences between major American British English. Areas of what are the differences, and what are the areas where are the differences lie? Our differences between the two include pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, spelling, punctuation, idioms, formatting of dates, and numbers. While writing a text, you may have found your text editor marked spelling as incorrect. Yet, when you checked it in a dictionary, the spelling was in fact correct. This can often be accounted for by the differences between British and American English. The key spelling differences between British and American English is the letter omission in American English. For example, in writing, the British keep the letters that account for the spelling differences in these words. Like color, British write this way, CLOUR, while American write this way, COLOR. And when it comes to aeroplane, British write this way, AEROPLANE, while on the other side American they spell like this: AIRPLANE. and and the other word that comes to my mind is program. British would write that in way PROGARAMME, while on the other side American write this PROGRAM. And next is behavior, BEHAVIOUR. On the other side American BEHAVIOR. And next is humor, like British, HUMOUR. On the other side American, they write that humor, HUMOR. So these spelling differences, British and American also include letter changes and letter reversals. Grammatical differences in British English and American English. Simple past tense for present perfect. Speaker of American English generally use the present perfect tense as have past participle far less than speakers of English, British English. In spoken American English, it is very common to use the simple past tense as an alternative in situation where the present perfect would usually have been used in British English. Examples: British English: I have lost my keys. Can you help me look for it? Incorrect in British. Right? Right. I lost my keys. Can you help me look for it? Accepted in America. Let's have you finish your work? And in American English, did you finish your work? In British, I have already seen that film. And on the other side, I already saw that film. And the next example is I have just had lunch. On the other side, I just had lunch. These are the American English. These are some of the more examples. Jenny feels ill. She is eaten too much. America, Jenny feels ill. She ate too much. I can't find my keys. Have you seen them anywhere? I can't find my keys. Did you see them everywhere? Anywhere, sorry. Is Samantha here? We know she is just slept. And is Samantha here? No, she just left. Right? These are the differences. Like on a spelling, which I'll discuss with you, and some more examples as well. Can you borrow your book? B. No, I haven't read it yet. Can I borrow your book? No, I didn't read it yet. On the other side, one more example. Are they going to the show tonight? No, they have already seen it. Are they going to show tonight? No, they already saw it. The next is the verb get. American English and British English. How they can use this verb get. He has gotten much better at playing tennis. On the other side, he has got much better at playing tennis. That's the difference. These are some of the examples of spelling that I want to present it to you. British pronounce right tire uh, Tyre, and on the other side American Tire, and British write the grey colored Grey. On the other side American Gray. British write this word analyze Analyse, and on the other side American EnalYza. On the other side Britain theatre Theatre, American Theater, and center Centre, that is the way of British, and on the side Center, this is the way of Americans. So interestingly enough, British English does not use a period after honorifics. For instance, Mr. Bean and Mrs. Smith House emblem of American numerically. So British English and American English differ even more. Reading their pronunciation, you immediately know the difference between British and English, except when hard, while the sound is pronounced in American English. It remains silent in the British and unless it occupies an initial syllable position, for example. Here is have you got, do you have. In America, have and forms with do, does, did are the usual way to show expression. etc. in positive statement, negative and questions. Have got it. Have got this not used in question but in use in positive statement, especially an emphasis that somebody has one thing rather than the other. Does your brother have brown hair? No, he has got blonde hair. And next is how you got. Have you got is the usual verb in British to show possession, etc. in positive statement in the present tense is negative statement in the question. For example, in British way, they have got a wonderful house. And on the American side, they have a wonderful house. And have you got a meeting today? Do you have a meeting today? I have got no objection. I have no objection. We don't have our television. Collective nouns. In British English, collective nouns, for example, nouns referring to a particular group or people or things, e.g. staff, government, class, team, can be followed by a singular or plural verb depending on whether the group is thought of as one idea or as many individuals. The team is winning. The other team are all sitting down. In American English, collective nouns are always followed by a singular verb, so an American would easily say which team is losing, whereas in a British English, both plural and singular form of the verb are possible according to the whether the emphasis is respectively on the body as a whole or on the individual remembers, as in which team is are losing. Examples: committee was appointed. The committee were unable to agree. Compare also the following lines of Elvis Costello's song Oliver's Army are on their way. Oliver's army is here to stay. Some of these nouns, for example, staff, actually combine with plural verb most of the time. In AME, collective nouns are usually singular in construction. The committee was unable to agree. The team takes their seats. And the difference between British and American English grammar are slightly more complicated. The differences are small, but they are significant. Take the verb to have, for instance, to take about possession. British English use the verb to have got, I've got to a book, whereas American English used to have a book in important notes. That verb have got it also used in American English, but mostly indicate obligation. I have got to go. The present perfect tense usage differs as well. The British normally use the verb to have. I have just arrived in this tense, whereas the American usually omit this word. As a result, the sentence sounds simpler. I just arrived. The difference of vocabulary in British and American English. British English, American English. So clothes, right? First British English, they call trousers. Other side American pants and tie, necktie, vest, undershirt, waistcoat, vest, nightdress, nightgown, tracksuit, suits, sweats, and wheat pants, jumper, sweater, pinafore, jumper, a dress without sleeves worn over a shirt, and valise, boot, washes, spectacles, glasses, pants, underwear, underpants, or boxers. Transportation, British American. Indicator in comparison to blinker, handbrake, emergency brake, boot, trunk, and number plate, license plate, tire, there's a difference in spellings, bonnet, hood, windscreen, windshield, lorries, trucks, tram, an electric vehicle, trolley, an electric vehicle, accelerator, gas pedal. Next is lorries, trucks, and coach, bus, overtake, pull out, pass, underground, subway, and motorway, freeway, a highway, wing mirror, side mirror, gear stick, gear shift, flyover, overpass, cycle path, bicycle route. There is a difference in buildings as well. TV aerial, TV antenna, flat, apartment, block of flats, apartment buildings, pavement, sidewalk, fence, picket fence, dustbin, bin, and garbage can, waste basket, elevator, lift, tap, faucet, and pram, baby carriage, cooker, stove. Next is miscellaneous. British American. Laundry basket on the other side. American say hamper. Row, argument, tin, can, and is chopped beef, biscuits, cookie, rubber, eraser, torch, flashlight, chips, fries, handbag, purse, and the other miscellaneous are university, American say college, public school, private school, toilet, laboratory, gents, ladies, AC, bathroom, restroom, washroom. Coach, bus, hat, stand, coat, stand, notice board, bulletin board, trolley, shopping cart, trolley, shopping cart, cot, crib, a small bed for a child. Next miscellaneous are banknotes, bills, solicitor, lawyer, block cheap, chap, guy, mobile phone, cellular phone, post, mail, football, soccer, maize, corn, tortoise, turtle, jam, jelly, queue, line. Next miscellaneous are cinema, movie theater, movies, hoover, vacuum, zip, zipper, bunk, stopper, garden, yard, watch strap, watch band, letterbox, letterbox, mailbox, mail slot, frying pan, skillet, worktop, counter. These are the differences that I made it for you, and the difference that I have been that are practice common. Have you ever heard the expression military time? If yes, then chances are to head of a American film, not a British one. Military time is what many Americans call the 24 hours clock has this system of telling something. So, reading amount under the amount of dollar to pound, these are the things, and naturally you won't hear all of these words in every part of the US or Britain. Slang is, by definition, used by only a particular social group, which were there are many of in the both countries. If you are a translator, these words can often prove useful when translating modern literary text, such as contemporary novels or television and movie script. In fact, many mistakes are made in these translations and due to the lack of knowledge of slang terms are all a Coliseum. Thank you very much for your attentions and listening to me.